Hello, all. Welcome to our TeamLease podcast. This is one of our flagship podcasting event where we bring in industry expert, and then we have his actually thought process, ideas, and shared with every listeners. So this time we have Dr. K.S. Boone from RDC Concrete with us. Dr. Boone, may I request you to give a full introduction so that the audience get to know you better. Then we'll get on to the topic.
Thanks, Subbu, for having me. If you had told me about 10 years back, industry expert, or 15 years back, I would have probably been slightly taken aback. But I spent 33 years in the Indian Army. So if that is probably that's not an industry, but I left in 2002 as a brigadier. And now for 23 years, I'm in the corporate world. So probably, yes, I think maybe some industry connection or expert may be a little too much. I joined Ashok Leyland as director of their management development center in 2002 and finally left them in 2007 to join as chief people officer in ACC Concrete Limited. There I spent about 8 years. In 2016, along with the CEO of the company at that time, Mr. Banchor, both of us left and joined RDC Concrete. RDC Concrete at that time had only 16 plants. So there, I think where the topic rightly fits in, because today we have 130 plants. We have grown from a turnover of 300 crores to 3,000 crores in 8 years. And our strength at that time was all inclusive, including contract, was about 375. Today we are at 2,400, out of which 1,500 are from TeamLease Services Limited. So that's a great point. That's part of the strategy. This was implemented and I think it's working very fine. I am currently taking care of operations and technology and HR. Three issues I handle, and my designation is Chief Operating and Technology Officer. With this, I think rest is all experience of varied kind. Yes. Thank you.
No, thank you so much, Dr. Boone. In fact, we have actually had sessions with HR experts, technology experts, separately. But here comes the person with the combination of operations, technology, and HR. Great to have you here, Dr. Boone. Thank you so much for accepting our request and joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, great. So now, getting on to the session part, this time we have come up with a very interesting topic, Dr. Boone. Highly productive workforce strategies for success. See, today talent is very important. Now, getting a talent is a challenge. Then we actually take a lot of efforts, and in fact, strategizing that itself is becoming a strategy. How we'll have to actually get the right talent for us, because when we have seen the success for an organization which has actually grown 10x of the turnover, and over a period, it's actually a growth that is actually happening. Nurturing the talent is also becoming a very important tool. Now, how do we retain the talent, and how do we make them grow, and how do we keep them motivated? We thought, okay, we should actually have this kind of a download from you with your experience, how this can actually benefit the audience who are going to listen in. So your thoughts around this, Dr. Bo.
Okay, so we used to have an old phrase which used to say, hire for skill and hire for attitude, train for skill.
Okay.
I'm now adding a third one. Hire for attitude, train for skill, and pay them well. This was not there earlier, because unless you pay, because their salaries, payment, compensation have become very important. Unless you pay them well, you will not get the output.
I never seen this pay them well anywhere. Great.
So you will hear two, three new terms.
Unique things.
Okay, so hire for attitude is actually need to be explained a little more. See, every company has a different requirement of attitude. All companies do not have the same kind of. In my case, there should be a cultural fit. In fact, most companies should look for cultural fit. Unless there is a cultural fit, there is a thought alignment, one will go wrong. With this in view, my strategy has been to hire from campuses, because it is easier to find alignment and the right kind of attitude that you need, a cultural fit. from the campuses, because campus students are easier to mold, easier to align, and those who don't align, as we have seen in that book called this Good to Great, where he says you need to have a cult culture. The cult culture can only be built if the person accepts that cult culture. If he doesn't accept, he will leave, which is fine. So in my case, I have a fairly good attrition in the beginning, but later on, there is a complete cultural fit. So cultural alignment is now the new attitude. There should be a cultural alignment. Otherwise, I'll give you a very simple example of a person whom I was hiring for communication only 3 days back. Now, as it came out in the interview, basically this person is more on sustainability. Well, he will showcase my sustainability
Mm.
to the world, whereby my branding will become better and better. That was, but I told him sustainability is fine. I am not against sustainability, but sustainability is not the one which actually I want to sell to the world. I want to sell my people orientation. I want to sell technology. I want to sell processes, people, process, and technology. That's my strength. Sustainability as yet is not my strength. I don't want to sell. The person did not have any experience, so I didn't hire her because of this reason. I need a person who can showcase this part. So hiring right, training right, and paying them right is the basic mantra for initially taking with the people. No, once you take him in, once the person is in, I have developed my own 7 mantras which are applicable both ways. It is not only for the professional, it's also for the company. My first mantra is know your goals. For employee, the know your goals. For the company, they must tell him, clarify. Goal clarity is very important. Unless a person knows where I want to go, what's my target, how I'm going to achieve it, he'll not go. You can't train him. What we want to train him. So the first one is the goal clarity is very important. Each goal must be what we call a smart. Sometimes the goals are not smart. You will say you to improve this by this. If you say by percentage is fine, but you say have the customer satisfaction must go up. But you must say customer satisfaction in terms of NPS must be improved from 60% to 70%.
Mm.
The smart goals are very important. So I'll give you an example. In RDC, how we do it. We hold Disha workshops all across the country where me and the CEO we travel. There we tell what are the company goals. There we tell what are your business goals. Well, each like our Bangalore business. What are the goals of Bangalore business? Now those goals are further split down to the plant level, and then they are to be split down to the employee level. So we call it a balance scorecard from bottom to top. All this clarity is done there. If somebody has an issue, somebody's got a problem, please come up, let us know. And all our goals are smart, and they're of course automated. They go into the PMS finally. So knowing your goal is the first mantra. Whether it is me, I should know where I want to reach, what I want to do, and the company also should know. I must clarify on this. My second mantra is sharpen your saw, which is taken from Stephen Covey's book called Sharpen Your Saw. I found it's very relevant. People spend a lot of time reinventing, do the same thing, creating sometimes rework, and taking much longer. Take a break, learn why this is happening, why it should not happen. I had a very interesting case of my attrition among the graduate engineer trainees. Now attrition, sir, so much attrition. Why attrition is occurring? So we went in. So okay, let's stop here. Let us find out why attrition is occurring. So my people are not sharpening their saw. They are just keep on hiring. People are going. They don't even know why they are going. And then you came across and you put it. Then we found that I have trainees on TeamLease role and I have a trainees on a company role. Very surprisingly, they did not know. From the analysis, we found out it is the RDC role employees whose attrition is high. The TeamLease role employees, the attrition is lower because of the aspirations are lower, whatever reasons could be there. Then we go to, so it means I need to focus on the RDC role guys. TeamLease guys, okay, fine. So unless the people sharpen their saw, unless they take some time to analyze, you are going to be in circles and circles. I have seen people spending days and nights saying time management, this and that. Unless you become smarter, unless you learn to do the job, same job, faster than you were doing earlier, we developed an app to scan our invoices.
Mm.
Now the app came to me, it was tested. They said everything is working fine. I called the user. It's working fine, sir, but it is taking longer than required. Then I found out there are 5 clicks needed to upload the invoice into the ERP. Why 5 clicks? You just scan it. The moment you click the camera, it should go up.
Uh,
The whole program was changed.
uh,
Then now I asked the feedback. They said, sir, it takes now 3 seconds. And
superb.
you can do so many simultaneously. So this is sharpening the saw on all accounts. We will keep on sharpening. We will keep on telling. Is the second mantra.
Mm,
My third mantra is the most important one, which I think I have been selling almost everywhere. And this, I think, the audience as well as
mm,
anyone who is interested must listen. This is called own the business emotionally. This is my invention. This is not. It is there some extent, but not the way I have put it.
mm,
If you are going, if you are a safai wala, if you are um, your job is to clean the roads, you must own that business.
mm,
The road is your business. It must shine like this,
mm.
because if it shines, somebody will notice you.
Correct.
I have one person here working. He's actually from the cleaning staff. Whenever he is free, he's all the time looking at some glasses and cleaning it. I asked him one day, sir, mera passion hai. So he owns that. One of the bigger problem which today we have is people sometimes say, "ये तो company का है."
Mm,
Let's say you give them a lunch or you take them some, or they're saying, खा लो, company का है, it's company का है. That is not damaging the company so much. It is actually damaging the psyche of the person himself.
correct.
If I was in Indian Army, I have written down that there is no probably there is no second life. There is second life. I would like to join the Indian Army again. This is owning the Indian Army emotionally. I joined Ashok Leyland few days back, few not few days back, few years back. um, MD asked me which truck we should buy. I told him Ashok Leyland. Even today I own Ashok Leyland because it is owned. I can't take it out of my body.
Correct. Correct.
If the
Yeah.
Subbu asks me which cement I should buy, I'll say, Subbu, whatever. I think you buy ACC cement because this is in your blood. You
Correct.
own it. You have owned it. Now it can't go out. I can't recommend any other cement because this is the cement I know. I know the company. I know the culture. I know Ashok Leyland. I know how solidly it is built. So this today I'm in RDC. I own RDC.
Correct.
So I own RDC as if it is my company. I'm an employee of the company, but I own it emotionally. This emotional owning is one of the greatest mantra I have found. All employees who own the business emotionally, they do well for themselves. In any case, the company is definitely going to do. So we today sell this idea of own the business emotionally, which I call it ISK, which I'll also come later on that. Then my fourth mantra is do, delegate, delete, and defer. This is basically time management. Whatever you can do immediately, do it. But you can defer it because you don't have the time. That urgent versus important, divide it. So simply this is time management. I don't want to do the, but this mantra is required because today time management is one of the major issue. I call it mantra number 4. My mantra number 5 is the second most important mantra. I call it think win-win. I have seen through WhatsApp messages, email, and all. Almost 80-70% of us are trying to make a point. I am right, you are wrong.
Correct.
I made a quiz where I posted 2 messages. One message is very offensive. One message is saying something, this is not happening. The second guy replies, the operations guy replies, this there have been problem. I accept it, but we'll improve it. I think there are some issues at the customer end as well. But the sales guy replies, I think you don't know your business, better learn it. So my question is, how should the person respond to whom he has written, you don't know your business, you don't know your job, better learn it? The best answer is do not respond. Because if you do not respond, this whole chain will break. Somewhere or the other, win-win will happen. Otherwise, this win-lose will continue. Say, no, win-win is not only among the employees as a teamwork or whatever you call it, you can call it teamwork. Win-win is also applicable to my vendors and customers. For example, if so I have got 3 4 long term partners. TeamLease is one of them. So let's anyway, one of my partners has an issue or he wants some support in some way, whether he's my customer or he's my vendor. I must find a solution which benefits both. If I say, let this vendor go to hell, I want to extract my money out of it, it's not going to work. Even there, win-win will work. So win-win is a mantra which will work among employees, which will work among with the partners, which will, all of us. So this is the fifth mantra, which this is my sixth mantra is develop your team. Now, in when we say develop your team, some people think that developing your team is only your own team. It is much wider than that. So the sharpening the saw is for the individual. You sharpen your saw. When you develop your team, all members of the team have to sharpen their saws because then only they can become
It can
effective.
be.
So my focus should be not to do everything myself, but develop the team in such a manner there is synergy in the team. So if win-win comes in and my sharpen the saw comes in, own the business emotionally comes in, this element is only a then final element to just to join up.
Yeah.
My last mantra is actually walk the talk, which is will become much more important than any other one. Whatever the company says, it must deliver. So in RDC, we have a tagline called "We promise, we deliver." No, we promise, we deliver. Many of my employees think is only delivery of concrete. No, if I promise that if you do this, you will be promoted, you must promote it. If I promise that all managers who have spent 5 years in the company will we have a initiative called Meri Pehli Videsh Yatra, I must send them abroad. If I say that we will do this, that, we must deliver whatever we have promised to the company, what the people or whomsoever we promise, we must deliver. So walk the talk. Whenever we say something, okay, if I want that everybody's office should be clean, my own office should be clean. If I write something on the board and if I do something and I call the cleaner to clean it, then it's not walk the talk. But I clean my table and my board myself. I don't ask somebody, hey, come and clean my this thing. So whatever I say, the people should not. So there should not be कहनी कथनी में फर्क नहीं होना चाहिए. Whatever I say, I should be following it. This is one thing in the company, including CEO, me, and our all top team. We drill it again and again. We have to walk the talk. If I tell my people to do work with their own hands, I should also work with their own hands. Then I should not ask for a helper or something. We also go and get our tea from the tea room or whatever. So walk the talk, living up to the values, whatever your values are, whatever the company's values are, we have to live. So if these seven mantras are embedded into the culture of the employees, embedded into the company's culture, they are followed. Success, as you rightly said in the beginning, how do they go for growth and success? It will happen.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Gun. I think it was phenomenal because you started with, okay, the when we said that, okay, highly productive workforce strategies, instead of actually making it into a complex thing, you actually deconstructed it and made it as a seven mantras, which is like amazing. Today, for example, when somebody who is actually not even starting his career listens to this, I think that's exactly what you actually conveyed the message. Starting from know your goal, because what you said is right. Not many people actually in the organization will actually understand the organization goal. Starting from there, and then the leaders or anybody for that matter walk the talk with okay, me, am I being the role model for whatever I'm actually speaking about? Am I actually, when before me preaching to others, am I actually leading from the way? And in between, the sharpening the saw, where the employees have to actually upskill themselves. Every aspect of it, actually, you touched upon it, Dr. Pun. So, just out of curiosity, when some of these things are actually getting practiced, the way you articulated, you also said that, okay, how as an organization you demonstrated and how you actually make it as a kind of a cultural thing. Uh, how is the acceptance level, Dr. Bo? Maybe that's one last question from my end. So just I just want to, because if there is a, this is something that most of the organizations are not able to actually identify it because they are either way somewhere or the other in execution they fail. Maybe your experience on it, Dr. Bo?
So for the last 2 years, I have been now only emphasizing on two things, which will actually lead to almost all seven.
Okay.
I call them as in Hindi, unfortunately, it's called, I call it Ishq and Rishte.
Okay.
Incidentally, there is no equivalent of Ishq in the English. There is no exact equivalent of rishte in English both.
English.
I will explain how. Let me go to ishq first.
Mm,
Now, ishq actually can be translated to passion,
mm,
but passion and ishq are fairly different. When I said own the business emotionally, that is ishq. I
yeah.
love my business. I love my work.
Mm,
I love it.
mm.
So there are methods which we are putting into place through which we inculcate these habits. What I told you is we have these Disha workshop where a lot of freedom is given. People speak out, they come up, we showcase these mantras, this kind of. Another one very interesting tool which we adopted is called Lucky Dip, RDC Lucky Dip. This is rolled out on every Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Exact 9:30 a.m. A
Okay.
quiz goes to all the employees of all the basically currently it goes to all the 900 employees, and approximately 400 participate almost immediately. Lot of this thing, a lot of inputs come, but I sometimes see it online going or it is going. Basically, essence of that is these seven mantras. What is coming out of it? These guys have to identify what is the action required. It will ultimately lead to one of the seven mantras, or it will lead to what I normally call it ishq, mean I really love this business. The quiz, the answer will be the guy who is loving the business probably will be the winner. The guy who is only doing as a duty but he's working hard. So I'll make it complicated. The guy
Oh,
puts in 12 hours, this and that, blah blah karunga. Another one will say, oh, something happened, he immediately did, otherwise he's relaxing.
mm,
Owning the business emotionally or ishq, these are two equivalent ones.
mm.
So in English, it will be called passion, but I said this is much more than passion. So
Much
this
more
is
than
how we put across in the company. As your right question is very right. How do you actually drill down in
exactly.
the company? This is how we will down every Saturday. Currently, we are running at 75. So you can imagine it's more than 1 year now. And
Amazing.
all these are touched upon. The second one, which we are emphasizing much more than anything, is rishte. Rishte means relationship. Subbu, I have a question, counter question. What is
Yes.
the translation? I know you are South Indian, but you know Hindi quite well. What is the translation of teamwork in Hindi? I have asked so many people, they go Google it, they ask AI, all answers never fit in. You will not be able to use any other word for teamwork except teamwork. But
I'll
teamwork is
surrender.
English.
I'll surrender to you, Doctor.
The teamwork is English. There's no equivalent.
Mm, mm, mm.
Rishte
Rishte.
is
Mm,
actually very close to teamwork.
mm, mm, mm.
When you work, you have to have relationship. You have to have, I have to have relationship with Subbu who represent TeamLease. I have to have relationship with my customer. I have to have relationship with my vendor. I have to have relationship with my co-workers. I have to have relationship. I need to relate with them. He is
Right.
my rishtedar. He is my relation. If I
Correct.
treat him like a relation, teamwork will come. Then win-win will come. Then everything else will come. This is also delivered to these through two, three platforms. Of course, the training program, so many other things are there. But basically, there are two major platforms through which we are putting this culture. Then, of course, the third one is if in a plant there are 10 employees, four of them are already following, fifth one joins, or 10 are there, 10 are already following, 11th one joins. I don't have to put in any effort. It
Automatically
becomes
happen.
part of the culture.
Mm.
In fact, we are already moving like that. My older employees already know it. The new one who come in, they come to know there is lucky day, there is this. So you drill down. Right now, we are focusing on major of these two because, as I said, gold and other disha is already there. But these two, if I'm able to achieve passion for the work, which I call it ishq, if I'm able to inculcate teamwork in my team, I think any growth will be possible. Only thing is anything will go down. Anything will get part of your culture. It'll get embedded into your culture. I hope I answered your question.
No, no, you answered it, and the way you actually summed up was very interesting. More, more than the way how it was actually exiting is good. I wish I'm an employee of RDC to actually get that actually feeling of ishq and rishte. Just on a lighter note, Dr. Boone. In fact, there are plenty of words where you can't actually get the actual feel in English. So say, even for example, if I have to actually call you up, okay, with respect, in English it is you. Even if I want to call somebody junior, it's like even if I say tum, it is again you. So what's the you actually translates? Doesn't, and there are plenty of examples. So one of the thing my school days teacher she taught me was if you have to translate anything to if I'm actually learning a new language, She said that, okay, don't use a mediator language. She said English is a mediator language. So if you convert, say, for example, if I'm actually from Tamil and if I have to learn Hindi, she said that convert Hindi understanding into Tamil, you will actually have exactly the similar kind of a respectful words in a language, but English doesn't process that. So I actually completely agree with you, and the way that you actually articulated Ishkan, amazing, amazing. I think people who are going to watch this particular session, they'll find it really, really insightful. And these 7 habits or 7 aspects, okay, which is also embedded into the work culture, will make an organization successful and also builds a career path. Because predominantly, people actually leave organizations when they feel that, okay, I don't find a future in the organization. And there are many people who even step out for some reasons, they will still come to the same organization after a point of time. I think wonderful having you, Dr. Boone. Thank you so much. You've been actually an inspiration for everybody. Thank you so much, Dr. Boone.
Thank you, Subbu, for having me.